What's up? I want to read you a comment on a video about, I don't know, surveillance cameras that the school, some high school, was using to catch these lesbian girls that were making out, or something like that. And somebody left a comment that goes as follows. If you aren't doing anything wrong, then cameras on the street aren't hurting you. If cameras at school and in parks, etc., can assist in catching criminals, then I'm all for it. Okay, that's reasonable. I disagree on principle, but okay, fine. What the hell is with Americans in this whole freedom thing? Do you truly want absolute freedom? In any society, we give up some freedoms in order for collective safety. He probably meant in order to provide for collective safety. So if you're unhappy with that, go to another one. Furthermore, let your kid get molested at school and let's see you change your tune. Think before you speak. Well, Orinas, assuming this isn't a joke, I don't know. I don't think it's a joke. It's too stupid. But it's like realistic stupid, you know. You can tell usually when people are joking because it's just ridiculous. But this, are you fucking serious, bro? Are you fucking serious? Okay. If you aren't doing anything wrong, then cameras on the street aren't hurting you. I suppose that's true. I mean, we could go a little further and say if you aren't doing anything wrong, then I suppose cameras in your house aren't hurting you, but that, of course, would be a slippery slope fallacy. But I think it's a realistic one because what's the stopping point with surveillance? That's the issue to me. That's why I'm not all about this new Google Maps thing where you can get a street view, like the camera, you can pan around and shit like that. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. Not necessarily because I don't think people have the right to see that, even though I don't know. It seems to me, I've used the thing, I've looked at it. It'd be a really great way to plan break-ins, but you know, that's a public street, so that's legal or whatever, but what's the stopping point? There has to be a limit. You know, what the hell is with Americans and this whole freedom thing? I don't know. It's about, you know, that's what the country's supposed to be. That's why the revolution happened. That's why the Constitution guarantees freedom. I don't know, stuff like that. That's what generations of people fought and died for. That's probably what's up with Americans and this whole freedom thing. Do you all truly want absolute freedom? I do, yes. And I am willing to sacrifice safety for freedom. For rights. Yes, I am. I already made that quite clear in my speaking about gun control. I think it is more important that we have the right to self-defense than that some people get killed by guns. So I find it much more important for me to not be under constant surveillance than the off chance that a video camera in a park is going to protect me from a criminal. I would really like somebody to explain to me how a video camera in a park is going to protect me personally from a criminal. I mean, what are you going to do? If I'm being attacked, that's not going to help me. They're not going to get cops out there. I'm still going to get fucked up. They might be able to see his face, I guess, and catch him, but that doesn't really help me. I've already been fucked up. My best hope would be to defend myself physically in that case, and in that situation, the cameras don't help me. What are you going to do, catch drug dealers? I personally don't give a fuck about drug dealers, so that's not really on my radar. In any society, we give up some freedoms in order to provide for collective safety. On the surface, that would seem true, but I would argue that we are not any more safe by giving up our freedoms. I don't see how we've been made safer. I don't see, especially these last 8 years and all the freedoms that were taken away from us that we, quote, gave up to provide us from safety from the terrorists. I don't feel any safer. I didn't feel particularly in danger in the first place. I don't see how removing the freedom from being surveilled provides me with safety. I have not seen any proof that that helps me. You know, I suppose you could say that knowing that you're under surveillance would prevent or help prevent crime, but that's not true. People rob places all the time. Everybody's got surveillance cameras. It doesn't stop shit. What people don't seem to understand is that criminals don't give a fuck about getting caught. That's why they're criminals. People who give a shit about getting in trouble don't break the law. They don't break the law. Just like people who don't give a shit about being killed or killing people don't go on murdering sprees and shit like that. You know, furthermore, let your kid get molested at school and then let's see you change your tune. That's a ridiculous thing to fucking say. How are cameras going to prevent... I mean, are you going to have cameras in every classroom? Who's molesting your children at school? If you're so concerned that your children are going to be molested at school, if you're that fucked up in the head that you think that there's fucking molesters everywhere, when it's been proven many times that the majority of molestation cases occur, you know, the child is molested by somebody in their family. You know, if you're so concerned that your kid is going to be molested at school, maybe you should consider homeschooling, unless you think there's more of a risk they might get molested there. You know, I don't have a kid, but I still would feel that it was more important that we have safety than the off chance that your kid is molested. Most people aren't molested by their teachers. What, molested by other kids? I mean, what do you... Oh, yeah. Okay, in any society, we give up some freedoms in order to provide for collective safety. So if you're unhappy with that, go to another one. If you're if you don't like it, you can get out. Sorry, friend, but the world doesn't fucking work that way, okay? First of all, we're all equal here in this country. We all have equal say. Your opinion does not trump anyone else's. You do not have the right to say who should and should not get the fuck out. This is not a tits or get the fuck out situation. This is the United States of America, and you can't just leave. You can't just fucking go to another country. I can't just be like, okay, I'm tired of being an American. I'm gonna be British now, or I'm gonna go to Russia. This shit doesn't work that way. You're living in a fucking fantasy land. Life is not that fucking simple, okay? I would suggest that if you want to live in a country where you're under constant surveillance and you feel that that shit helps you, you should move to one of the theocracies around the world, like Iran or Saudi Arabia, or maybe you would have enjoyed living in Nazi Germany. They had constant surveillance. Let me see your passport book, son. It didn't keep them very safe at all. So I would recommend to Orinas, O-R-I-N-A-S, first of all, that you're a piece of shit asshole, and I would suggest that you think before you speak. Oh. Some people are just really, really dumb.